Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Galley La Podcast. I'm your host, Geboss, and as always, your other host is joining us, Akainu Fanboy.
Yo.
And today we're going to be talking about Jujutsu Kaisen Chapters 191 through 199, covering the Sakurajima colony. And please like and subscribe if you like our content, and let us know what you thought of this part of the story. And let's get right into it.
And also, please no Jujutsu Kaisen spoilers in the comments. Thank you.
Yeah, because Akainu Fanboy is going at this fresh.
That I am.
Yeah. But anyway, last time we left off with this cursed spirit about to enter the colony when the good Noritoshi Kamo met up with Maki. And then we're hit with a little bit of a flashback where we see Noritoshi Kamo realize that the Kamo clan's been taken over by Kenjaku, because technically he is the head, because he was Noritoshi Kamo in the past life. But yeah, it seems. What did you think of this little section right here? Because it seems more like political, in a sense.
Yeah, I like the political stuff, but I did find it interesting. So he is in charge of the clan without anyone exterior to the clan knowing.
Yes.
Okay. So all the elders are taking keys from him. All the elders know about him. He's not just like using one of the top elders as like a puppet.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. And so he went out of his way to basically kill the elders that did push for his execution.
So from what I read it, he. Oh yeah, that's what it was. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay. So there have been like some off-the-cuff assassinations going on right now that we haven't really seen. So would those elders include the Jujutsu Kaisen elders, or are those guys distinct from the head of the clan right here?
So it's all kind of vague how the quote-unquote higher-ups work. They're just kind of the head of the Jujutsu Society. Like we see them in meetings with them behind the screens and everything. We don't get too much about how the political side really works. But yeah, it seems like he took out the stuff that condemned Geto and everything.
And also who named Yuta as Yuji's executioner.
So yeah.
So which then leads to the idea that Geto, or fake Geto, isn't as, I guess, powerful as we think in a way, because this shows like this is actually posing a threat for his execution, right?
I think he's just trying to get his hands into everything and kind of make sure everything goes as smoothly as possible.
Yeah, so I guess he thinks there is a potential possibility that maybe someone could at least take him out, or like, or he just doesn't want the distraction, I guess,
Yeah.
But I mean, I think I read it more as like he sees it as a threat, because he also took out the people that tried to assign Yuta as the executioner too. So it is kind of interesting, because there is like a strong negativity towards the elders and things like that too. But so maybe you could either view them as both bad guys in a way, or just kind of like good guys that are making a lot of mistakes the elders are, basically, so because this is actively going against Kenjaku's plan and everything like that.
Yeah.
Like there's still threats and things like that too. But also he sees it as like an issue towards his plan that Yuta could potentially kill. That Yuta has it in him to kill Sukuna and everything like that.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
Or else he wouldn't go out of his way to do this, I guess is what I'm trying to say, Because he has a lot of stuff on his agenda, so but I do kind of find that interesting where it's only a couple of the leaders are corrupt right now in the Kamo clan. So most of them are good, which is kind of like a contrast to the Zenin clan where they were all kind of, I mean, not like corrupt, but they were just bad people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I thought that was kind of interesting there too. And especially since Noritoshi, it's just an interesting chapter for character exposition because he is going to eventually, unless something happens, no spoilers, that he will become the head of the clan too. He's next up in line.
Yeah. And I think this whole series of chapters kind of gives some good characterization and kind of rounds out his character.
Yeah, and I think it's interesting because I think it shakes his faith in an unquestionable faith in the elders and things like that too for Noritoshi, because when we see him in the first season of Jujutsu Kaisen and he tries to kill Itadori and everything like that, so because he's just simply following the will of the elders and things like that too, he didn't even question, but now he's kind of like, it's an interesting character development right here too, you know?
Yeah.
Being from one of the most conservative clans and all that stuff.
Yeah, definitely.
But I do enjoy his character before this and after this. I do like his character a lot. I think he's interesting in a lot of different ways, and I think he has a lot of similarities with Mai and Maki. How he just due to his lineage and just the way he was born and things like that too, is led to him in kind of a displaced position in the clan. But they just deal with it a lot differently because he still has undying loyalty to his clan while Maki killed her clan.
Yeah,
you know?
I think you can also throw in Fushiguro in there as well, because because his relationship with the Zenin and everything.
And those two were fought in the first season, as well, which is so I don't know. I kind of like seeing a diversity of characters dealing with similar circumstances but handling it differently, and they're still on the same side at the end of the day. I think it's good character writing that way, you know.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, so do you want to get into the fights now then?
Yeah. Sure.
So we see the cursed spirit immediately go after Maki, and it's revealed right away that the cursed spirit is Naoya come back from the dead. And did you think did you even have like an inkling he would come back, or did you think that he was dead after Maki's mother stabbed him?
Yeah, I thought he'd be dead. I'll just get this out real quick. I just have a strong aversion with bringing characters back in any capacity whatsoever. And so I would kind of wish he just died there. Now, I'm not saying I didn't enjoy this fight. I did enjoy the fight. I did like the action sequences, and I thought it was great for Noritoshi to really develop as a fighter, and he got to show his stuff, and I really liked the sumo and the katana character too. And I did like Maki's character development, but I didn't really think Naoya had to be brought back to have this type of fight or to push them in a way.
I mean, you go ahead.
Okay, I guess for me, it's a really, really high bar to bring a character back from the dead in some capacity. I didn't really feel like anything was added here on a character level, which wasn't resolved previously when he was alive. And I thought his death was better as a human rather than in this fight. It felt a lot more emotionally powerful, and I feel like it kind of retroactively takes the force out of his first death compared to his second death, which I didn't think was as emotionally powerful.
Yeah, I can see where you're coming from, but I think this was set up because like I think it's the beginning of chapter 192. They specifically say like you have to kill a someone with jujutsu in order for them not to come back as a cursed spirit. So I mean, technically all the people who Maki killed could potentially come back, but I think he's the only one with that vengefulness within him to come back. And I don't know. I think that he's a good opponent for Maki to let out the way she did. Although it is kind of weird because she does have like this second awakening type of thing, which I don't know. Like you said, he bringing Naoya back is kind of a repeat, and I kind of felt when reading this like it's kind of treading the same ground again with her too.
Yep.
But yeah, not that I didn't enjoy it, but yeah.
I guess like what did it add in a way, you know, like on a character level, what did it add, you know, because he said something and he mapped off about Mai. Okay, yeah. But he did that in the first fight too, you know. I think effectively he was a lot more obnoxious in the first fight too, and everything like that.
I think that's because you could see his obnoxious face the whole time.
Yeah, well, he was saying a lot more worse shit, and it was just like she's taking out the whole clan, and then this is the most obnoxious person of the whole clan, and it's just there's a lot more emotional buildup, and then like in 92 they just kind of drop 192 they just drop, oh yeah, if you're not taken out by cursed energy you can come back. And so it's like one thing if they introduced that in like chapter 3 or 4 in a tutorial class.
Well, I'm pretty sure they did. I think yeah, in the beginning they did mention
maybe they
that.
did. Yeah, I'm not super knowledgeable. Okay, so if that's the case, then that's good. Yeah, okay, all right. Then that takes away my critique. But I think like I didn't see any reason. Okay, so I feel like I could switch out Naoya here and replace it with like some crazy ancient curse spirit with the same exact abilities, and I think it would just be the same fight, and I wouldn't really notice a difference. You know, and then like, so why bring back a character like that, especially when it's not that long ago? He wasn't, you know, he was in the story pretty recently, his death.
Yeah,
and now he just pops up again, you know?
Yeah, for us, for the week by week, I think it was like about a year, because it was about 40 chapters ago. So
yeah, and I guess we're seeing this as a One Piece fan and stuff like that too. But like, I mean, yeah, even in the timeline of the story, it hasn't been that long though. In the timeline of the story, you know?
I'm just mad that Naoya came back before Nobara did, before Kugisaki did.
Right, and so like I said, I love the action sequences. I thought Noritoshi did a great job, and I think he's a really cool character. I like him a lot. Like I said, but you can switch out Naoya with any other just new random first spirit, and you get the same thing basically. I think the only thing that this does is it cheapens, it kind of takes away Maki's moment of taking out Naoya, you know. And it takes away the force from it, and that's why I don't like bringing people back from life, because I think it takes away the drama and the tension when you could theoretically see that person pop up again, you know. It takes away consequences to an extent, you know. So but that's just kind of my critique about that, though. I enjoyed it. I thought the whole fight was entertaining, and then I really chewed it over afterwards, and that was kind of my critique that kind of popped up after that, you know. So yeah, but I did like the sumo and katana guy. They're cool.
I mean, they just kind of pop out of nowhere, and that's kind of my critique. They kind of pop up out of nowhere, and they don't really add. They add to Maki's character growth, but like you said, like it's not something we could have gotten before. It seems like it's kind of repetitive. Because right. Because I don't understand how Maki was like she gained like this sense of freedom from doing the 1,000 matches with the sumo guy, but it, I don't know, to me it just kind of seemed out of nowhere, because it's like, hey, you want a sumo? Yeah. And then they do sumo matches and she gets stronger. There's not really a kind of connection. I feel.
Yeah, and I'm okay with like a one-off because I think Maki's character is so damn serious that you need something that's a little lighthearted to contrast it a bit, you know? So I guess like that's the reason why I'm kind of okay with it. It's very lighthearted and foolhardy, and I can understand why she wouldn't have a sensei because everybody in the Zenin clan hated her. Gojo is like oil and water to her, you know, just they're not compatible personalities at all. Yuta is just too much of a little kid to teach Maki, you know, who has an alpha personality and stuff, you know. So, but at the same time, I guess you could say this guy's personality is just so weird and different. Like, why would Maki bond so well with this random guy too, you know? So, yeah, it's hard to say. Could there have been a better sensei for Maki? Yeah, for sure, you know. But I can understand why these two were brought in as well, though, you know. And yeah, I enjoyed the characters, you know. I mean, if we could have the comic book guy, then sure, you know.
Yeah.
Like bring these guys in, you know.
Yeah.
Like this show is a little too serious. You need some comedic relief sprinkled in, you know.
I mean, yeah, it's not like I dislike their presence. I feel like if they were there from the beginning, because they're dropped in like halfway through the fight, like they just kind of stumble upon them.
Yeah.
I think that's mainly what I was getting at. But yeah,
that's a good point.
Yeah. But I don't know. I also kind of thought that Maki had already like awakened previously. Like it says like she's now equal to Toji. But again, I thought she was like that before.
Yeah.
And she she just seems like super powerful now.
Yeah, which obviously there's a sacrifice. She worked hard and Mai had to die to complete this and all the rest. And did I feel like the fight really earned her the power in a way? In like an emotional, powerful way? Not really, because I didn't really feel anything emotional from this fight, to be honest. And like I said, it was just good to see Noritoshi, but that's it. Like I didn't like it's just like a weird repeat throwback of like the previous fight with the Zenin clan, you know? I just didn't really feel like it needed.
What would you have done instead if it was again focused on Maki?
I think just switching out a curse spirit and not doing the whole
Naoya thing again.
Not doing the Naoya thing, and also not. Oh, now she's like Toji.
Yeah.
It's like I don't think you really even need to say that. Just have the sumo guy kind of come in, show her to kind of be more herself, kind of be comfortable being herself, and then she kind of learns a technique, and then that's how they defeat the cursed spirit. You know. You know, that's it. It's just a hard spirit, nothing crazy. You know, like for example, Itadori didn't need to fight Mahito again to bring up those themes from the past. You know, so why not create a character or spirit that can bring up the themes of Maki's character without bringing back an actual Naoya? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, that's my issue with it.
Oh, you mean like literally resurrecting? Because I was thinking, Yuji fought Mahito twice, or
no. I'm talking about in the Cullingham fight.
Yeah.
Where he fought the lawyer, right?
Yeah.
So we create a new character that settles the new themes, but it's going in from out a different perspective of the law and things like that too. You know. Compared to like, no, we're just gonna bring back Mahito again to bring out all the old trauma. And it's like, okay, we just did this in the last arc. Why do we need to do this again? You know? And I kind of think like that's something similar with Maki right here too. You know, like it was just too copy paste for my liking, and they could have just created a new villain, bring up some of the new stuff. But I also think I'm Toji Part 2 is just like, okay.
This is where some of Gege's wanking for Toji starts to get a little too heavy-handed.
Yeah, it's like the sumo guy's the guy to make her Toji.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like I'm fine with Maki getting trained by the sumo guy to become a better version of who she is.
Mm-hmm.
I'm completely support that. But helping her to be Toji,
Yeah.
this random, it's just weird to me. Like, I'm not trying to hate on it super hard. Like, I like Maki as a character and everything, but it's just like,
Yeah.
And I thought Naya was a great antagonist in that arc.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't think he was a great antagonist here, even though I enjoyed the fight sequences,
Mm-hmm. So I think last review you kind of had some issues with how Maki's character was going to go. Has this assuaged those fears or not?
Well, so if they didn't have like her like showing Toji at the end,
Mm-hmm.
my fears wouldn't have been assuaged because it's like, okay, the sumo is helping her just become more of herself and more comfortable with herself and just kind of going along with the situation. But now it's like the sumo has helped her to become more like Toji, and that was the whole point.
But I mean, like right after the that you go into chapter 199, and I mean she's still helping Noritoshi and everything, so it's not like she's completely like become a heartless person like Toji was.
Oh no, totally. I just want her to have her own character independent of Toji.
Mm-hmm.
It's not even the bad good thing. It's like, okay, well, like I just wanted the sumo thing is like, no, I'm not just Toji. Like I'm my own person with like similar powers in a way, But instead, it's like, oh well, now she's kind of like Toji even more, Second Awakening. It's like, no, just be Maki. It's like,
yeah,
just be your own character.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, I think he's just doing that to say, look how powerful she is. So
yeah, I get that. I understand that and everything. I just kind of feel like it kind of undercuts the point of the fight, which is for her to be more comfortable with herself.
Yeah.
That was like the whole point of the sumo thing. It's just kind of the relax a little bit, and it's like also there's like an irony where it's like the Zenin clan really like dissuades individuality and being your own person, and all that stuff. But then like Maki's like, it's harder for her to express her character as her own person when she just keeps on getting compared to Toji over and over again, So I'm not trying to come down super hard. I'm not trying to sound negative, but I like Maki's character a lot. I just don't like the Toji paralleling over and over again. And then now, stuff. But yeah, so that's just it. I don't know. Maybe we can move on to the last chapter here. But Itadori in a bathroom was cool.
Yeah, he's living it up in the thing. But yeah, we get to see the aftermath of Tokyo Colony number 1, because last we saw was the Angel, whose name is Hana Kurusu, rescuing Fushiguro. So now we kind of know what they're up to. They're just chilling in a hotel because I guess cursed spirits don't attack buildings, so they're just hiding in a hotel. And but yeah, what did you think of Hannah and an extension the Angel?
I didn't really have too many thoughts of the character, but I thought it was interesting how they wanted Sukuna vanish to activate the ability and everything like that, which I thought was interesting. So I thought that was like a cool cliffhanger to leave on and everything like that too.
Yeah, I thought it was interesting that she's like Sukuna, where the Angel is inhabiting Hannah's body. So, and it seems like she has some history with Fushiguro. But she says it's not revealed at this point yet. But yeah, they're going to use her ability to undo the prison realm and everything. And I don't know. Do you think it's a little too easy at this point? But because like you said, like Sukuna's the one that she wants to kill.
Yeah, it was easy until it got to this.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, the fights were pretty brutal for them to get to this point, but I think this is throwing a wrench and everything. You know.
Yeah, I mean, within the past two big fights, they've recruited two people who specifically wanted to kill Sukuna.
Yeah,
with Kashimo and the Angel.
And the sumo.
I don't think the sumo said anything about it.
I'm joking.
Yeah.
I'm joking. I want an epic fight going on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, do you think that what do you think's gonna happen with this? Any predictions?
I have no idea, honestly, at this point. Yeah, I don't really have any predictions, to be honest. I assume Sukuna's not gonna die, but it just might lead into another whole rally of fights, though.
Yeah. But yeah, so we finally have all the points. We have Angel on our side to release Gojo, and it seems like everything's going a little too smoothly right now. But we'll see in the next chapters what's gonna happen. But you have any closing thoughts?
No, I mean that's it. I enjoyed the fight. Didn't like the copy paste stuff, but thought it was good overall. I think were good set of chapters. I was entertained and everything, and Noritoshi is dope. Like him a lot, and I love the political intrigue as well. So with the Kama clan, so I thought that was really interesting too. So that's it for me.
Yeah, for sure. So once again, please like and subscribe if you haven't, and let us know what you thought of these somewhat controversial chapters. Yeah, we will see you again in our next video. Take care.
Peace.